Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. So there's things you want to achieve this year and things that I want to achieve this year. And the emotional response that stops us from doing the things we need to do to achieve those things is called procrastination. It's all in your mind, and I'm going to walk you through 4 reasons why you procrastinate and 1 or 2 things that can help you out. The first reason why we procrastinate is because we don't have clarity, right? So if you feel a general discomfort or a general anxiety, it's most of the time either because you don't know what you need to do, or you know what you need to do and you're not doing it. So for reason number 1, I would say having a clear and specific goal, and in this video we're not going to talk about goals, but just having a clear and specific outcome that you want to accomplish, or a clear and specific problem that you're solving, is super beneficial, because if we don't know what we're solving for, then we won't know what to do. So for this, I would say asking ourselves 2 questions. First question being is, what do I want? Right? Very simple. Or what problem can I solve? And then the second question being, what's stopping me from getting there? Once we know these 2 things, we can figure out how to deconstrain this bottleneck, right? We can take the first mini steps to solving the issue. Let's say, for example, you don't like how you look, let's say. In order to take an action on that, we'd have to get more specific. So do you not like how you look because you're either a little bit overweight, or you can use a little bit more muscle? I mean, it's pretty much on you to determine, to get clear and specific, or you can always have someone help you out with this. But it's typically a function of asking either what you want or what problem you want to solve. Once you can get clear and specific, going back to the how you look example, let's say you don't like how you look because you feel you can lose 10 to 15 pounds. Getting clear and specific on losing 10 to 15 pounds is a problem that you can solve for, right? So that's the first thing. Ask yourself 3 questions to get clear, which is, what do I want? What problem am I solving? And what are the first steps to deconstrain this problem? So the second reason why you procrastinate is because you think that there's a version of you in the future that will be better equipped to solve the problem that you have today. Now, this is a thinking fallacy, and I'll tell you why. Number 1 is because action will lead you to insight more than insight leads you to action. Now, that's another quote by somebody named Fred Kaufman, but basically what it means is you only collect data by making progress and moving forward and taking action. You don't collect data by sitting around and not doing anything and thinking that there's a version of you in the future that will solve your current problems. Is just a fallacy, because most of the time as we get older, we usually gain responsibility, right? Like family issues, other problems that come up. So the solution for this is think about what you can do today to make progress on the issue and take that action, because the version of you that is born today will die tonight, and a new version of you will be born tomorrow, and that person will have problems and different things that is going on in their life. So this is something that I can consistently remind myself of, is that my current version of today will go to sleep tonight, and tomorrow will wake up with a fresh set of problems, fresh things that I have to deal with. And something to remind yourself is that we only ever experience life in the present. So basically what that means is when the future comes, it will be the present, and you will have the same problems, if not more problems, when that time comes. The third reason that we procrastinate, and this is something called the fallacy of the perfect pick. Now, I heard Alex Hormozi talk about this on a podcast, but it basically means that you have to get everything right in your head before you actually do it in reality. And this is a thinking fallacy because, as we talked about a minute ago, action leads to insight more than insight leads to action. You can never control for all the variables in your head, right? There are things that you are not accounting for, and there are things that you don't even know you don't know when you're setting out to do something. So it's better to start with what you have, right? And get out of your head and into reality. So the 4th reason that you procrastinate is because you don't trust the plan. So your brain has a subconscious way of determining whether the actions that you take today have any long-term compounding effect, right? Basically, does it matter if you eat the pizza or not? Does it matter if you sit on the couch all day or not? Now, in the grand scheme of things, over a long enough time horizon, it probably doesn't, right? Like if you just sit around one day out of the year, it probably doesn't matter as much, doesn't accumulate. But what's easy to do is also easy not to do, right? And there are two models for thinking that I've adopted to kind of overcome this whenever I'm trying to make progress on things. The first one is modeling, right? So basically what modeling means is, and this is how kids learn, animals learn, is through mimicking behavior. So if you take anybody who's made a change that you want to make, so whether it's they've built a business or lost a certain amount of weight or made a significant change in their life, you can model their progress and think about, this is something that I always think about, but think about what's the biggest amount of progress that person ever made in a day or week, during that time frame when they made that significant change. And I'm almost positive it will be pretty similar to the same exact progress you can make in a day or week in the same position. So the second tool that helps me with this is chunking down and thinking about inputs, right? So what's, the smallest unit of progress that I can make? Is it, making 10 sales calls? Is it eating a healthy meal in the grand scheme of, a 12-week muscle gain or fat loss phase? That one healthy meal adds up to something, and that's maybe 1/100th or 1/1000th of the progress I can make. But chunking down and thinking in units helps me visualize how, the simplest actions can help me over the long term. So to wrap up, as I said a minute ago, the only time we have as humans to enjoy is the present. And remember that when the future comes, it will also be the present. I hope that the tips and mindset shifts in this video help you achieve your goals and take the actions necessary to do so this year. Thanks for watching. I hope it helps, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day or night wherever you are. Until next time.